शम्भो महादेव देव शिव शम्भो महादेव देवेश शम्भो शम्भो महादेव देव शिव
Friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So we are going to start our discussion on the shadow planet Ketu, and we will follow the same practice which we have followed at the time of discussing Rahu. That this video would hover around the introductory part associated with the planet Ketu. In the following videos, we are going to discuss what would remain to be the case when you will find the presence of special signs and symbols on the region of the shadow planet Ketu. And the last video, which would be in the series of this planet, we will have a discussion on the specific remedies which an individual can think of performing in order to remove the afflictions and adversities of the shadow planet Ketu if an individual is going through the bad times being posed by the planet Ketu. So let's start our discussion. Ketu is the point where the moon crosses the ecliptic to the south. That is the only reason the Ketu is also known as the south node of the moon. Ketu is responsible for the past, like the way Rahu just tells about the present environment. Ketu is responsible for our account holder of all the past life incarnations, of all the past life deeds which we have gone through. So will this be enough? No. There is a lot to know about this planet. This planet, apart from confidence, apart from your meditative skills, asceticism, this planet holds a lot more than that. When it comes to having a discussion on this planet, so let's first begin with the having an idea about the appearance of this planet. Like for example, if in someone's astrological chart, this planet has got strong and deep influence on someone's ascendant, because Lagna is you, your physical health, your constitution. Or let's say for example, if on the palm, the Ketu is very prominent, because as you people know, palmistry and astrology always goes hand in hand. So let's say for example, if Ketu is very prominent in someone's life, so the first thing is which is going to do is that Ketu represents short people, as Rahu represents tall people, Ketu represents short people. Rahu represents lean people, Ketu represents fat people. So appearance wise, Ketu represents short and fat people. When it comes to the senses, Ketu represents the sense of smell. That is the only reason why Ketu is also associated with the dogs, because dogs also have got very strong sense of smell. When it comes to identifying someone with a prominent Ketu influence, a prominent earlobes, strong earlobes also can be seen as an association with the planet Ketu. In the older times, ancient times, the our sages and seers, they associated with the comets, the asteroids, with the planet Ketu, because comet also in Hindi means Dhoom Ketu. So this is where from this name got originated. The Ketu has been given as a symbol of Dhwaja, the flag. The symbol of flag has been associated with it. Lord Ganesha is associated with this shadow planet Ketu. Now comes to getting into the core of a Ketu, Ketu's nature, Ketu's functioning, Ketu's signification. So the very first thing which you people need to understand is that Ketu is slightly different from the planet Rahu. Rahu, if acting good, will give you the material prosperity. If it is acting bad, somewhere it would become very manipulating, very opportunistic, very selfish. So in a way, Rahu's energy is from material prospect would going to benefit you, whether the anxiety and stress level would come or not, or the psychological disorder would come or not. But in any case, Rahu is good for the material prospect. But when it comes to Ketu, Ketu is a very extreme planet. Ketu can be also seen as the extended version of the planet Mars, the functioning of the planet Mars. Now imagine, we all know when it comes to Mars, Mangal, how strong, how ferocious, how energetic, how willful the planet Mars is. And Ketu is an extreme version of the planet Mars. That is the only reason, when it comes to, let's say for example, the functioning of the planet Rahu. If Rahu wants to give you something, if Rahu wants to connect you with your destiny, let's say for example, you are watching this video, you stay in some part of the India, and your destiny, your chart, your palm indicates the stardom. So, what Rahu is going to give you is, it's going to give you in certain level of intervals. One strike, you leave your job. Again then one strike, and you might come into the contact of some person influential. You might even think about relocating yourself to the Mumbai, the hub of the filmmaking and the film production. And in different intervals, the suddenness will connect you with your destiny. But when it comes to Ketu, Ketu's strike is so intense that it has the capacity to in one strike give someone the fruit of his whole chart, of his whole palm, of his whole destiny. if acting positive. If acting negative, Ketu can even make someone, make someone so poor, make someone come down so badly that person might not even be left with a single ray of hope. So this is the kind of energy which Ketu holds. Even when it comes to checking its signification with the planet Rahu compared to the this planet Ketu. See, Ketu is an extremism. Ketu represents just extremism. It's the only area where the Ketu suffers and lacks is that it is not open to reason. Because when it comes to Rahu's action, Rahu's functioning is one way or other is good for the benefit of a native. But when it comes to the planet Ketu, it just either it represents creation or it represents destruction. Either it represents primitive or just it represents too refined. Either it represents childhood or represents too old age. So this is what the extremism aspect of Ketu's personality. All those cases where people become the victim of the circumstances, and even all those cases where some kind of like the way the incidents happen, the crimes happen because of the extreme burst of anger. All those cases which we hear in the newspaper that there was a case of the road rage, and just for a very trivial thing the person got so badly agitated that he even took the life of other person. So all those kind of cases would have some or other influence of the Ketu. But this is what has been written in the books of the astrology, of the palmistry, of all the occult sciences, that victim of circumstances, someone being kind of entangled in some kind of litigation where the person has not even a single say or was completely innocent. So the victim of circumstances kind of crimes committed to the extreme burst of the anger, no revenge, no kind of ill resentment, but crime took place, happened. Ketu, one way or other, would have some say to it. Even when it comes to the revenge, this planet is so revengeful when it comes to the vengeance of this planet. Not only years, not only decades, it has been even, believed that Ketu never forgets. When it comes to its vengeance, it carries from many lives. It can even, takes the revenge and its vengeance to many lives in order to, get that fulfilled. So this is the kind of extreme version and extreme energy which Ketu holds. All those, its Ketu signification can also be, understood from this aspect that, all those people, who are still attached to the past people, ideas, beliefs. One way you can even relate it with the kind of ghost. Ghosts are just the souls without having any astral body, who are still who have died, left their body, but still they are attached to their family, the people, the places where they have lived. So the functioning of the Ketu, one way or other, can be also related to that only. Because a Rahu person, you'll find typical Rahu person, you'll find saying this thing and believing this, that what's left in the past, we should be futuristic. But a Ketu person will still stick to the past, will have this kind of notion that we have to learn from the past. So that is the only reason, or the archaeological professions, the historians are associated with the planet Ketu. All the mortuaries, the cemeteries are being associated with the planet Ketu because of its strong and deep association with the past. Now when it comes to checking its functioning, as you people know, when it comes to the nodes, they are like a chameleon. They can just mold themselves and behave like any other planet marked on our palm. So this is the symbol of the planet Ketu. Ketu is found at the bottom of the palm. So this is the region of the planet Ketu. Now when it comes to its functioning and understanding it in combination with other planets. So let's say, for example, if Ketu is acting in a Luna way, or Ketu is prominent along with the Luna, so it's a very psychic combination. So in a good way, because nodes have the energy to either add depth to the functioning of the planets, or it can just pervert the functioning of the planets. So let's say, for example, if Ketu is acting positive in combination with the Luna, which is also prominent, so it can just add very psychic touch to someone's personality. All those people who have got good intuition, strong imagination, can be seen from this. And if acting negative, so this could just make someone bogged down by too much of the idiosyncrasies, fears, phobias, all those people who have this kind of notion that someone is following them, someone is stalking them. So all those kind of hallucination can be seen if Ketu is acting positive or negative in combination with the prominent mount of Luna. Let's say, for example, if Ketu is prominent and the mount of Venus is also prominent. So as you people know, Venus in a positive way defines art and creativity, you know, refinement in personality, good artistic talents. So this can be looked at from all those cases. You know, when we just come across over the internet and we read it in the newspaper that a 4-year-old child or a 3-year-old child who has not got any professional training and suddenly started singing very good, suddenly started, you know, speaking different foreign languages, so that might be related to some influence of the planet Ketu because of something of the past, some past life talents which the child has inherited in this life, and those talents only are coming onto the surface. So this is how we can see the mount of Venus in combination with the shadow planet Ketu. When it comes to, you know, the region of the Mars, so Ketu and Mars is not a very good combination because that would be a combination of energy, intense and strong energy. So this combination could just make someone, if acting in a positive way, can make someone a soldier, an athletic, but if acting in a negative way, so all kind of, you know, perversion and autocraticness or all those kind of very ruthless dictators and leaders can be spotted. When it comes to the mount of Ketu in a prominent state in combination with studying it with the mount of Mercurian, if it is acting in a Mercurian way. So as you people know, Mercury represents, you know, discriminatory intelligence and Ketu just represents critical attitude. So this could just make someone very critical, this could just make someone very intelligent. If let's say for example, if mount of Sun is prominent along with the mount of the Ketu, so as you people know, Sun represents confidence. See, when it comes to Ketu and Rahu, you need to understand that Rahu just represents externalized version of the manifestation of energy and Ketu has the habit of internalizing in each and everything. So a combination with Sun and Ketu could just give someone deep perception, strong meditative skills and, you know, kind of very strong concentration. When it comes to the planet Saturn, this remains to be a little bit twisted part because why? Both of them represents depression, melancholiness and, you know, like I have already told you, Saturn also makes someone go through hard times. But when it comes to the strike of Ketu, it can just make you become penniless, it can just make you, you know, leave you to the last, to the end, bottom end of your hopes and aspiration. And this combination can also lead someone to the Vairagya, you know, all those ascetics and sadhus, and even the Aghor Panth is the Aghor Panth, the left hand path of the god. You know, the Aghoris who eat human flesh and they undergo two kind of, you know, extreme austerities in order to please the god. So they are also associated with, can be associated with this kind of combination. Extreme of Vairagya can be seen from this kind of combination because any kind of austerity, any kind of practice which leads you towards the attainment of the ultimate knowledge, the transcendental knowledge, you know, the understanding the secret functioning of the universe can be associated with this kind of combination. And when it comes to understanding the functioning of the shadow planet Ketu with mount of the Jupiter, so this can be seen as a very good combination because Jupiter is the only planet which Ketu respects, Ketu pays heed to. And, you know, as you people understand that if you have a little bit knowledge of astrology as well, Ketu gets exalted on the zodiac signs, ruled by the planet Jupiter. It tends to behave good in the signs of the Jupiter because one way or other, Ketu also represents spirituality. So this combination is considered as good. So this is all what I wanted to say you people about the signification of the planet Ketu. Ketu is a very intense energy. So we will understand all other aspects of this planet in the successive videos. So I hope you guys found this video informational. For further more updates and notification on Palmistry, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.